the procedure in law for inviting, let's not even go to up to the extent of a suspect, let's say a person of interest, is to formally invite them. And in law, we don't joke with documentation. We require a paper trail. Now, it is only if you cannot send someone a proper invitation in by way of documentation that you might go by way of a phone call. In this case, former Governor Ant-Yahaya Bello is a former governor, for God's sake. How can the EFCC convince anyone that they could not have extended him a proper invitation in writing, so he himself would have documentation of the invitation? That would be his evidence. Then you call him. I mean, I've never seen a more bizarre press conference like the one the EFCC chairman called the other day. He was just indicting himself, point after point, that you called him on the phone. And what did you call him for? You told him that he should you would let him pass through the back door. That is, and it is so weird. The EFCC is spinning this narrative that the incumbent governor of Kogi State, Governor Usman Ododo, smuggled his predecessor from his residence. The EFCC has not provided any evidence that one, Yahaya Bello was even in that residence at that material time. The EFCC has not even provided any evidence that Governor Usman Ododo was at that premises at that material time.
Ola Olukayode, chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC), reported that Ant-Yahaya Bello, the former governor of Kogi State, withdrew $720,000 from the state funds for his child's school fees in advance. Could you imagine that? A sitting governor, because he knew he was leaving office, moved money directly from the government to bureau de change and used it to pay his child's school fees in advance. Nigeria, what is happening? Now, he's on the run, of course. Ododo played a good one, thereby being a superman saving his soul. Ant-Yahaya Bello is ashamed to face the embarrassment, but not ashamed to siphon government's funds, right? The EFCC were even lenient enough to show some respect.
Child's school fee in advance. In advance. Dollars. How much? 70 what?
Over, total is over almost 800.
$800,000. In dollars, yes. In dollars. It's actually $2,000. $720,000. Sorry. $720,000 in advance. In that student that was going to leave government house. In a poor state like Kogi. I want me to close my eyes to that. Under the guise of saying I'm being used by who at this stage of my life? Just by who? By who? For crying out loud. I assumed office here. I didn't initiate the case. I inherited the case file. I called for the case file. I called for the report. And I said, look, there are issues here. Do you know on my own, on my honor, I put a call across to him, which ordinarily I'm not supposed to do. Just to honor him as a governor, as a immediate past governor. Sir, there are issues. I've seen this case file. Can you just come? Let us clarify these issues. I'm on that camera. He said, sir, I tell you my brother, I know, but I can't come. There's one lady, I don't know what her name is, that she then she had said, she has surrounded the EFCC with over 100 journalists. To come and embarrass him and intimidate him and all kind of stuff. I said, okay, if that is your fear, I'm going to pass you through my own gate, special man's gate. You will come to my floor. We will accord you that respect. I will invite my operative, they will come and interrogate you or interview in my own office. What could be more honorable than that? In my own office. To allay the fear. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. You know what he said? But can't they come to my village? Now they come to my village to come and say, I told you. He also got to talk. He sent a message to him. My director of the investigation sent a message to him. Some people say we are handling him, we are harassed. Let's be fair on this system. Look, we need the EFCC. We need this institution to survive. We need this institution to survive. So many victims that we have wiped tears from their eyes, people that we have swindled and all of that, in their millions. How much are we going to say? Every day we keep recovering money for victims. Every day. In my 6 months, we have recovered close to 120 billion. Over 1,600 convictions. Somebody will now, those we are convicted, are they not human beings? Does he have 2 heads? Even if I'm going to lose the case at the end of the day, submit yourself to the rule of law. Let me be sure that, look, I don't get convictions. My job is to investigate and prosecute. Conviction is the responsibility of the court. So nobody will come and blame me, I didn't get conviction. Mine is to do my work diligently and leave it to the judiciary. For civil society to follow up. True. It's not within my power to convict anybody or to go and lock anybody up. It's not. My law does not allow me to go and be taking it. Come on. For what? So at that point I said, look, this is, and I kept quiet. Nobody sought to intervene anymore. After he had refused the invitation, we continue with our work. After all, we don't even need him to come and make statement before we can even find a charge. If we are sure of our, the credibility of our work. So we have gathered all the necessary documentary evidence. We have prepared our processes. We find the charge. So come and answer to your charge. You refuse to come and make statements here, but that does not stop me from filing my charge. And will you also refuse to come and answer that charge? We are talking of over 80 billion naira, gentlemen, that belong to the people of Kogi, allegedly stolen. Allegedly stolen. So come and tell us, you really steal this money? Is it today? Yes, I've lost some cases. Yes. I'm not sure, I won't condemn myself for that. Yes, I've lost some cases. Some of them are working the street. I've been free men now today. And yes, has also won some cases. I didn't promise Nigeria that we'll be winning all the cases I take to court. It's practically impossible. Even in the American system, where we have very tight, and responsibility, they don't do that.
Okay, as if it wasn't enough, his own former deputy governor, Simon Achuba, accused him in 2019 of perpetrating violence in the state. I'm not talking about Edward Onoja. I mean a former deputy to the ex-governor. If there's a language as former. He said a whole lot, and the summary was EFCC just go get him.
Ant-Yahaya Bello is currently holed up in Kogi State Government House, and all efforts should be taken to bring him to justice. That relying on moralizing and or appeal to conscience will not yield any result or move him to voluntarily surrender to EFCC, because, as the saying goes, the guilty are always afraid. It is that same fear that is making him to mobilize people to demonstrate in Lagos, and today he's also mobilizing people to demonstrate in Kogi State in Lokoja. Moreover, Governor Dodo should be requested to immediately surrender his abductee, that is Ant-Yahaya Bello, because he's the one that came to Begazi Street and took Ant-Yahaya Bello away from the hands of the EFCC. On the 17th of April, under the cover of his immunity, we urge the leadership of APC to be wary in giving responsibilities to men of low character, particularly responsibilities that requires honesty, experience, and trustworthiness. The forum commends the immediate withdrawal of the heirs of the former governor, Ant-Yahaya Bello, Yahaya Bello is servicing them from his loots from Kogi Treasury, hence the irresistible attachment to him and their availability for his illegal affront against his perceived political enemies and other law enforcement agencies.
Did you see that? Obviously, some set of people were just hanging around for the former governor to just set foot out of government house. Then they released the gunfire. This is a battle between the EFCC and Yahaya Bello. If you ask me, or what do you have to say, tell me in the comment section below. I call it a battle because Yahaya Bello is the one making it so. And why did I say so? By refusing to show up, thereby giving the EFCC much work to do. Show yourself. It's just a question of interrogation. What ends with guilty or not guilty? Prove yourself. Or you're listening to me. Am I right or wrong? Please let me know in the comment section below. And as you do so, don't forget to give a thumbs up to the subscription button and follow us up on every other social media platforms. I am Patience Obot for Voice TV Nigeria.